Here's a song you can have a blast jamming to, either playing along with the recording or jamming with a looper pedal and soloing on top of this progression. Now, this song was performed at the Beatles' final concert on January 30th, 1969, the famous Rooftop concert. And what I love about this song is it really showcases the Beatles' return to their rhythm and blues and rock and roll roots. And you're gonna see that in these guitar parts as I break it down for you step by step. So let's get started with the intro. We're gonna use just 3 chords. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so there's only 3 chords you need to know for this entire song, and you just saw them right there in the intro. Let's go over each chord first. So we've got an A, and I'm just using 1 finger from the 5th string down. Open, 2, 2, 2. And I'm muting the 1st string and muting the low E string. Then we have a G, which you could play any G you want here. This is a good one, all 6 strings, 3, 2, open, open, 3, 3. A lot of times when I play that, I do it without my index finger. I just mute that 5th string. That's a little bit more of an advanced trick. That's gonna be our G, and then we've got a D chord from the 4th string down, open, 2, 3, 2. Now this song has a driving 8th note feel to it. So throughout this whole song, I'm thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm just splitting each beat 1, 2, 3, 4 into 2 pieces. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now when we start, we're gonna apply that to the A chord, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna mute off the strings. So I have like this 1 finger A, and then my other fingers, see how they kind of close off on the strings there? That's what I'm gonna do every other 8th note. So I'm gonna go 1, I'm gonna strum down and it's muted, okay? 1, and then I'm gonna up strum with letting these fingers come up and getting the fretted notes of the A chord. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the basic idea, okay? Now that's gonna go for 4 bars, and then when we play the 4th bar on the last 2 beats, we're gonna play the G chord, then the D chord. So it's gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the last measure is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're into the verse. Now you can also crescendo, so start quieter and then get louder and louder like this. So that's the first part, and if you want to learn to really rip over rhythm and blues progressions like this and play solos, then I want to give you a gift that's going to really help you out, and what it is my free blues scale PDF guide. Just go to johnmcclennan.com/bluescales and you can download this completely free, and on this PDF I'm going to show you the 5 easiest and fastest ways to start shredding the blues scale up and down the neck. Just go to johnmcclennan.com/bluescales and grab that now as my gift to you. Now, of course, there's 2 guitars. You've got George Harrison and then John Lennon. Now, what I've done in this lesson is combined the most important parts, I think, for each guitar part. And you can play this as a 1 guitar, you know, if you were in a band and you just, you know, had 1 guitar player, this is what I would play. So you've got George Harrison down here kind of going, you know, more on the open chords, but then John Lennon plays more on closed position chords, and he takes those chords like A and D and he plays them as a blues rhythm pattern. So he goes like this. Okay, so one person is kind of down here and then the other person is playing, you know, closed position. So open position meaning open strings, and then closed position meaning, you know, no open strings here. Then of course we got those leads, which I'm gonna combine in as well. So this part here is 5 and 7 on the low 6th string and then 7 on the 5th string. And we're gonna go 1 and 2 and, Okay, it's a very common pattern there where you reach up with your pinky and grab the 9th fret on the 5th string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that happens on what we call the backbeat, beats 2 and 4. I'm also using a palm mute here with my strum hand. So instead of, it sounds like this. Again, that's more the blues influence right there. We're gonna play 2 bars of A, then go up to a bar of D, then go back to A. Okay, now if you wanna combine the lead part there, that's gonna sound like this. Let's see the melody. Da, 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 da. So, da, 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 D, and then the lick. Okay, so that lick right there is a very common lick. We're gonna slide in to the 11th fret on the 3rd string, 10th fret on the 2nd string, bend 12 on the 2nd string, and then as it's bent up, we grab the 12th fret on the 1st string. So that's tricky there. And then you release down the bend, come down to 10, and then 11 on the 3rd string, and then you can play it again and slide off. Or it's almost like, it just sounds like a muted note, like that on the recording. So hear that just, and then that, you know, goes back down to, you know, if George is down here, he's probably playing more open A, like da 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 da. Then back down to A, or what I would do is I would play John Lennon's part here and then go to the lead. Either way, if you're playing this as one guitar player, I would combine it like this. So da 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 da, lick, rhythm, then again. Okay, then we go on to the chorus, and that's where they sing "Get Back." Here we're gonna play this cool, funky rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love that. So what we're doing is we're actually playing the same progression as what we did in the verse, okay? So the idea is that the verse is like 2 bars of A, 1 bar of D, 1 bar of A. But in the chorus, we go, and we add that, remember that from the intro, the G, D. Okay, you're gonna hear that in the chorus. So it's like, this is what we're playing for the A, okay? So instead of doing this, we're gonna play this lick. Slide into 9 on the low E, then 7, 9 on the 5th string, 7 on the 4th string. Then go, and that's just down, up, down, up, down. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a little quick ba-da-da-da-da. Quick 16th notes in there. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a 4 E and a. So 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, up to speed. We do that twice, and then we go to, when the band goes to the 4 chord, this is an A7 here. Okay, so this is 7, 9, 8, 9. That's that A7 chord there. Then we go to D7, which looks like an A7 down here if you know that as a blues chord. Here you've got D7, right? Like, see that there? So 7, 7, 7, 8. So we play that in the 3rd bar. Then we go back. So it's twice on A, once on D, once on A. Here's what that sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go again. 4. Then we finish right there. We just let that note ring out. All right, so from here we go into the instrumental section, and this is first a guitar solo, and then later it's Billy Preston's solo, and the idea is it's the same progression as the chorus. So you got like... But remember, in the chorus we do that G, D, right? So that's the chorus progression. Okay, so that's what we play for the instrumental section. And then of course on top of that you got... So that's a look at the solo, and I'm gonna spend a whole other lesson diving into that. But the basic idea is that you have, you know, your shapes here. You've got the A, and the scale is really based on, you could think, the A major pentatonic. He also combines a little bit of the blues there, like, which would be the A minor blues scale. So it's a blend of multiple sounds together. And so make sure you grab my free blues scale PDF guide. That's gonna get you started with this. You can also look at the melody like this, which is like, right? And so that's like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 7, bend 8, which is part of the major pentatonic. And then part of the blues scale as well. You could also think of that as like the mixolydian, right, over the A rhythm. So here's an example of what soloing with that might sound like. So that's the basic idea, and then what you do is you take these different parts of the song, right? Like the verse, and then the chorus, and you put them together in the order of the song. Now, when the song ends, they actually end on the 4 chord, and Billy Preston plays this awesome lick. So what's happening is they're singing, you know, get back, and George Harrison is good, just kind of hitting that A7, like like that, and then Billy Preston is hitting the sharp 9 chord, that Jimi Hendrix chord. Then the last time you go, and you end on this D7, which is just from the 5th string down, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, and then Billy Preston goes, right, and that's just a little R&B lick, sliding into 7 there, and then 7 on the 2nd string, then move it down 2 frets, and then play 4 and 3 together, and then you're gonna add a D7 chord there. So it's like, so there you have it. Those are the parts that you need to know. Now, stay tuned. I'm going to post another video just breaking down the solo and talking more about doing that step by step. But get started with this rhythm, and don't forget to grab my free blues scale PDF guide. Just go to johnmclennan.com/bluescales, and this is going to get you prepped for those solos and just show you how to start connecting this stuff on the neck, and that's so valuable. As always, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, I think you'll really like this one next.